quick as I can response to Where Was Thou Man's video that he just did. If you don't understand the context of this, you may want to look at my last day's videos. Basically, I felt compelled to do a little response here because he had said a few things which were basically strange. He just basically repeated himself, repeated what he said earlier, and ignored my point, and then claimed he had refuted things. To clarify, I certainly do not believe that the videos that I made were a good basis to say that Christianity was wrong. That's a slightly different category, but I won't go into it deeply here. Suffice it to say, I just don't have a problem with his view that the prophecies are crystal clear, and he has a very simplistic view of the Bible. In particular, he reiterated his phrase, his idea, that Mark chapter 13, verse 30, which says, "Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done," is referring to the generation at end times. And I would actually be prepared to accept that this generation does not mean the generation of Jesus or the generation of individuals that Jesus was speaking to and preaching to. It could mean something else. It could mean generation alive today. I would be prepared to accept that explanation because, after all, the chapter does establish a very strong context of end times. And that would be the end of it, and I would agree with "Where wast thou, man?" if that were in fact the only verse where Jesus speaks that way. But there are at least two other verses. Matthew chapter 16, verse 28. In the King James it says, "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death." Repeat that. "Some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." And another verse, this time also in Matthew chapter 23, verse 36. "Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation." In fact, in that case, the context is pretty clear. Since he's using the word generation, we may want to clarify the context. He's referring to the Pharisees, the Jewish Pharisees, whom he calls hypocrites, and, quote, "a generation of vipers." So when he is referring to the word generation, he uses it twice. Once, he is referring to the Pharisees, and then again he says, all these things shall come upon the Pharisees. What shall come upon the Pharisees? Well, he says in verse 35, "That upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, his son, of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar." It's a lot of Bible talk, but the context is pretty clear. He is condemning the Pharisees, and he is basically prescribing punishment unto the Pharisees. So this is both establish a very strong context for the generation that he was preaching to, or very soon thereafter. And so this is why I hold this opinion, and why I think there is a biblical context for this. So I don't think I'm crazy. I think it's pretty clear from the verses what's going on. Whereas your position requires reinterpretation. And not to mention the fact that you are ignoring the other verses in the Bible, and the fact that the Christians believe that Jesus was coming back very soon. If you check the epistles, you will see that. Anyway, thank you very much. Zach the Yak, out.